Good morning! Welcome to my channel. What's up? I hope all of you guys are having a beautiful Saturday. If you want to see how I created this beautiful look, just keep watching. Everything that I'm using today will be linked in the description, so if you want to go out and buy anything or try anything, let a girl know, okay?
Okay, so I just freshly showered, and this is how my hair dries naturally. So I'm a very lucky gal.
I just wipe off any excess makeup. I'm about to tell you a secret. This is my favorite chapstick. Every single time that I use it and I try to go buy more, it's sold out. Moving right along. I think priming is very important because it kind of gives you a flat base in order to put the rest of your makeup on. I have been using the Ulta brand matte face primer. Scientifically speaking, you cannot actually reduce the size of your pores, but you can make the pores look smaller by what you put on your face. And I feel like this does help. So I'm just gonna apply that all over my face.
Okay, so once I'm all primed and ready to go, I flip-flop whether I do my eyeshadow or my face makeup first. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. Usually if I'm doing an intricate eye look, then I will do my eyeshadow first because there's so much fallout that I don't want that to get on my base. Or if I feel like doing my face first that day, I will just put a lot of powder under my eyes, and so it just sets and bakes really well. And then once I'm done with my eyes, I can just wipe it off with a brush, which is what I've been doing lately. And the fallout doesn't stick or anything like it would on a normal face, and so that's been really useful for me.
This foundation, yes, it has a smell. It smells like paint thinner. Get over it. Once you put it on your face, you cannot smell it anymore. But this gives me a very nice finish, and I've been breaking out with a lot of hormonal acne lately. This with the concealer that I've been using, the combination has been really, really good to cover all that up. Right now, my color is 366C Buff Bisque. It's got a little paddle too, which I really like. So I just put a couple on each side. A little on my chin, and then I swipe the rest on the sides of my face. Just like that. This is the Morphe Y6 brush. It was part of the Gilded collection, and I apologize, none of my brushes are clean. I will clean them for next time. This one's just a flat top kabuki brush, and it is my favorite thing to blend in makeup. They did get rid of this brush, but they now have an M6, which I do not have yet, but I will link the M6 down in the description. And as you can see, it just really gives you like a flawless finish. I'm gonna go ahead and buff the rest of this foundation in, and then I'll be right back. e.l.f. came out with a 16-hour camo concealer. I'm shade medium sand, and I could probably go up a couple shades, but I kind of like the brightness that it brings to my face. This concealer is amazing. It has great coverage, and it really gives you that brightness that you need. So I just dab a few dots there, dab a few dots there, a little bit on my chin, and then I really put some over some of these more prominent acne on my face, and it really helps.
I don't put concealer anywhere else. A lot of beauty gurus like to put concealer on their forehead, and for me that just does not work because it makes my face look too cakey. So this is the only 3 areas that I really ever put concealer on.
And the brush that I like to blend this in with is the Morphe M536. It is like a tapered, stiff brush. So I just take it and I dab it right under my eye, just like this.
Oh, this concealer, I love it.
And I also make sure to take it up because I have some darkness right here on the inner corners of my eyes. And so I just take that concealer up and I pat it in right there in order to get that smooth finish. Now, as you can see, that's really brightening, and it's really covered all those dark circles under my eyes. My next favorite product is the Maybelline Fit Me Loose Finishing Powder. My favorite powder brush right now is the Morphe Y11. You can't even see that, it's fine.
It's about the same size as the M536 brush. However, these bristles are much softer and much more flimsy and flexible, so it really enables you to get that powder and put it right under your eye. So I just take a little bit and dab it in here, and I tap some of the excess off, and yes, you're gonna get fallout on your shirt. You can wipe it off with a makeup wipe. Pro tip.
So I just take it and I really just pat it right under my eye. My skin is extremely oily, and so I don't mind having a lot of powder on my face because later when we set it with setting spray, it's just gonna like melt into the skin. So I don't really mind having a lot of powder on my face. Some people do. If you have drier complexion, then you're not gonna wanna put nearly as much powder on your face, but like I said, it doesn't bother me at all. This powder is a little bit darker, and so now you can see under my eye that it has gotten a little bit more blended with the rest of my foundation. So I'm just gonna finish my powder and then I'll be back. Okay, we're back. My next product that I absolutely love is the Ulta Beauty's brand of their matte bronzer. My favorite bronzer brush is the Morphe R14, and this was part of the Rose Gold collection. So I just tap that on and then tap off some excess. And then I go in small circular motions starting at my ear and going all the way down in order to get this really blended and nice. I also take it above on my forehead in order to give me that really bronzed look because I really like that. I also put it on the bottom of my chin and then down my neck in order to blend everything together. I just brush this on the sides of my nose. If you put bronzer on both sides, it kind of like blends all together. So I really like just adding a little bit on each side of the nose. I am gonna dip back into this Maybelline powder to add a little bit more under the eyes so we can start our eyeshadow look. Now moving on to the eyes.
Personally, I have to fill in my brows no matter what the day is. If I'm not wearing makeup, I always have my brows filled in because your girl doesn't have brows. They don't exist. They do not grow in the brow shape that I like to have on my face, so I always have to draw them in. However, I say this till after my eyeshadow, which is really weird, but I do. So I'm going to do my eyeshadow first.
So the palette that I have been loving so much lately is the Huda Nude palette.
This is a little bit of an investment. It's an expensive palette. However, the colors in this palette are insane. So if you can see, they are literally gorgeous.
I highly recommend this palette if you're looking for an everyday eyeshadow palette. This one you can really create any look. You can create a natural looking look. You can create a natural eye, or you can create more of a dramatic eye. I'm going to kind of do in between today, and I honestly haven't planned out the eye that I'm doing, but I know I want to use this palette. Okay, so the first brush, I have a few brushes that I love. The first brush that I'm using is a Morphe M573, and it's like a kind of a medium-sized blender brush. Did you see all that powder that just came off my brush? Shameful. Okay, I'm first gonna dip into lace. So it's like a light lavender neutral color. So I'm just gonna tap into that. There is quite a bit of fallout in all of Huda Beauty's eyeshadows, but I don't mind it because they blend really well and I just kind of get over it. Okay, so I'm going to kind of close my eyelid like 3/4 of the way, and then I'm just going to apply this into my crease. Okay, this brush is a Morphe M441. It's very slender, but it still has that buffy top, so it's really good for blending. And I'm gonna take Raw, this warm brown color, and I'm gonna put that like right in my crease. Whenever you're doing your eyeshadow, you're never supposed to close your lid and do it like this. because you're trying to get your eyeshadow to follow the natural curvature of your eye, and if you're closing your eye completely, you're just kind of guessing. But if you have your eye open, you can really see where that crease is, and so your makeup looks better. So I'm just gonna take that color and pop it right in that crease. Okay, so that's what it looks like. I'm just gonna do the other eye off camera and then I'll be right back. Ulta Beauty also has a glitter primer. So I'm just gonna take a little bit of this and put it on my lid. I'm going to use Infatuated, this color right here. I'm gonna put it on my finger and I'm just gonna rub it right where I put that glue.
Oh! Y'all see that? That's so pretty. Oh.
Okay, that is gorgeous. So gorgeous. Okay, see? Now, what are you gonna do with this? Wipe it on your makeup wipe. It's so handy. Don't throw it away, children. Okay. So now, I'm gonna take this deeper purple color called Love Bite up here, and I'm gonna take it on, this is an e.l.f. brush, and it just says eye crease brush, but it's very small and dense, and I'm just gonna push this in the color, and I'm gonna add it to the outer corner of my eye. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other eye, and I'll be right back. Okay, now I'm gonna take Crave, and I'm gonna put it on a Morphe M421 brush. It's just a very flat brush, and I put it right in my inner corner. Now what we're gonna do is take this brush, and I'm gonna make my cheek fat tight so I can get right in my eye, and I'm gonna swoop all of that fallout away. Okay, see? No more fallout. Now I'm going to apply that same purple Love Bite color. I'm gonna use an e.l.f. smudge brush. This is just a little short, dense brush that I like to use for my lower lash line.
Also, I normally always put shadow on my lower lash line because I feel like it pulls the whole eye look together. I feel like right now I've got such a heavy eye, and this almost kind of looks tired underneath because all you can see is the eyelid. You can't see any of the color, and so bringing the color around, I feel like makes the eye look all put together.
I'm just gonna take a little bit of Love Bite, and I'm just going to apply that right to my lower lash line. And I feel like now the eye look looks put together. I'm gonna do the same thing to the other side, and I'll be right back. It's time for the eyebrows. Sometimes I do my eyeliner. It just, like I said, it depends on how your girl's feeling. So I use two eyeshadow. I use two eyebrow. Jesus! I use two eyebrow products. I used to use. I'm leaving. I'm done. I used to use the e.l.f. brow pencil. That has a lot of fuzz on it. I'm so sorry. I used to use the e.l.f. brow pencil in taupe. However, this pencil is extremely waxy and it pulls my hairs out like...
I already have brow issues, so I'm not trying to make more.
This has a very good spoolie on the end, and so I just like to use that to brush my brows up because I feel like it just does a good job at that. Okay, and the one that I use to fill in my brows is the Maybelline Brow Precise. Brows and winged eyeliner both is just something that you have to practice. I feel like any eyeshadow you can make look good as long as you blend it long enough, but eyebrows, it's a craft. Just like wing eyeliner, which I'll show you how to do in just a second. I just take it and I start at the inner part of my brow and I drag it all the way to the end. So I will do that first, and then I'll line the top, and then I'll fill them in. Now I'm just gonna take this e.l.f. brush, and I'm gonna brush down gently because I don't wanna move this product. Now what I'm gonna do is the wing eyeliner. What I like to do is get the NYX liner and smudger. That's what it's called. It just comes in a little pot, and this is in jet black. And I take a Morphe M217, and it's just a little angled liner brush. I just dip it in this pot, and then I will line my eye and then do a wing. I just like to pat it across the top of my eye. Dip it in here, and then I'll wipe it on the sides until I feel the tip of the brush, like this, is flat enough to do a wing liner. So then I just take that flat, and when you're doing a wing liner, you actually want to follow the line of your lower lash line. And so I'm just going to draw it up and then draw it over, just like that. Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, we have winged eyeliner. A little bit of a tip. Whenever you have an eyelash curler, and you can literally use whatever kind of curler that you want, if you take your hair dryer and you heat it up, now it's gonna be hot, so you have to be careful and not burn yourself, but if you heat this up, think about it. It acts like a curling iron. It's going to curl your lashes. A lot of people have issues with curling their lashes because they feel like it doesn't really help. You gotta heat up the eyelash curler and then curl them. It gets hot quickly. So I just kind of squeeze it with my fingers. I don't know why, I feel like that helps. And then you're just going to curl your eyelashes. And to keep your eyelashes from curling straight up, you're gonna open it and you're gonna move it out about halfway and then curl them again. And that way it gives you a really natural curl. I don't know if you can see that, but it gives you a really natural curl instead of them being straight up like SpongeBob. Okay.
Makeup Revolution is one of the best, cheap, affordable makeup brands that there are. Anytime that I can use Makeup Revolution, I do, because I think they're amazing, and I still have not tried out their foundation, which I've heard is excellent.
Their oil control fixing spray is amazing. So I take this and I douse my face in it, okay? I always get my mascara in the blackest black because I don't know why people buy other things. That's just the tea. Okay, so I'm gonna take this wonderful mirror and now I'm going to apply mascara to my upper and lower lashes. The final thing that I do is I add highlighter. I just get a very little bit. And I take it right here. Look how pretty. Oh, I can't. And I also take it around and up through right here. Like, that is so pretty. This is Mary Kay's Fancy Nancy. It's one of my favorites. And it also is pinky and it has like a little bit of a gold glitter in it. It's pretty. And that is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed getting ready with me today. Leave a comment below as to what your favorite product I used today was, and if you tried anything that I've used, let me know what you think in the comments. Give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more like this, and I will see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.
I realize when we are together there is no more time.